Hello, Sun City Anthem. We're the Bronx Wanderers, and I'm Vincent John. Co-hosting with me again is my dear daddy, Vinny Adinolfi.
Wow.
I know, wow, look at us go.
But I'm also a grandfather. Well, this month we are celebrating Father's Day, which falls on the third Sunday in June. This year the date is June 19th. So if you want to get in my good graces, remember all those golf clubs I've been wanting.
Can't, inflation's too high.
Ah!
Our friend SCA-TV reporter Diane Davis has a report on a new restaurant just around the corner. An easy drive if you want to do lunch or dinner for the dad in your life. And of course, they serve Italian cuisine, manja manja.
Father's Day also coincides this year with Juneteenth, which we have a great book to recommend from our SCA-TV Book Talk reporter, Irene Concilia.
Nice. We'll also entertain you with clips from our performance with hopes that we'll see you in the audience at one of our shows. We appreciate our SCA fans.
Of course. We also have a clip of Mark O'Toole's show that we starred on, the first one he had.
I love that.
It's a show held here at Freedom Hall.
SCA-TV writer and reporter Phil Schlager has a segment about an American author, activist, and lecturer to name just a few of her accomplishments. Here's a clue. She was born on June 27, 1880, Tuscumbia, Alabama, and died on June 1st, 1968 in Easton, Connecticut. That's a clue? Wow. It's a hard clue. So stay tuned for all these stories and more on
Anthem Alive.
Hey, Sun City Anthem, here we are again. Been a while, 2 years since we've been here, Dad. Wow.
Long time.
Wow. I'm getting prettier. You're looking okay.
Hey, I'm promoting the importance of wearing ultraviolet protective eyewear, especially here in sunny Las Vegas. We need shades out when we are out. And National Sunglasses Day, celebrated annually on June 27th, is a reminder of how important protective eyewear is for your eye health. So how about we start off with updating everyone about what's going on with the Bronx Wanderers?
Bronx Wanderers. Well, we have a new home. We just opened in September at the Westgate,
yes,
which has been amazing. And Dad's favorite show in town is Barry Manilow.
I love Barry Manilow.
So Dad is very close to his favorite show in town, which has been very nice. And we've loved the staff. We love the room. We think it's a great fit for us. And we hope to see you guys there one day. It'd be really cool. So here's a clip for those who are new to Las Vegas and haven't yet heard of the Bronx Wanderers, a.k.a. us.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Danny Aiello.
Come back to the Bronx, USA, circa 1950s to early 60s. The stories and their songs that take you back to a time and place that gave birth to the greatest hit makers rock and roll has ever known. But when you added the street smarts of the Bronx to the mix, you got a whole new sound. Rock and roll with attitude. Being a teenager on an avenue in the Bronx back in the 50s and early 60s was unlike being a kid anywhere else in the universe. We didn't have roller skating waitresses and mall shops, but if you want to talk about 8 creams and a thick slice of Sicilian from an authentic Italian pizzeria, you found the right neighborhood. And there was magic in the air that blended right in with the sweet aroma of Mama's cooking. It was the liberating sound of doo-wop and rock and roll. The fact is, these are the greatest sounds of the greatest era in the history of rock and roll. So take it from me, Danny Aiello. I guarantee you're gonna have a ball. And now, the Bronx Wanderers.
Around, around, around.
talking about Father's Day, what are we doing for Father's Day? Hey, you know, I wouldn't mind going to a great restaurant or enjoying Summersgiving with the family.
Did you just make up that word, Summersgiving?
No, Summersgiving is like Thanksgiving, but it's held on the Saturday after summer solstice or the beginning of summer. It combines the typical summer barbecue party with Thanksgiving, so you can have turkey with all the trimmings and outside at the barbecue.
You know, the interesting thing is I'm recalling right now that you're actually on Nutrisystem, so I think I'm going to make you one of those cute little pizzas
I know, I
that
can't
you're
do
allowed to-
anything.
Sounds like a lot of food to me, but if that's what you want, I can make anything happen for you.
Oh, and
It
for
is your
those
day.
of you that want to go to a great restaurant with good food very close right here, SCA-TV reporter Diane Davis is going to give you a restaurant review right now.
We are at the Anthem Village Plaza with,
Alessandro Ciraso.
and we are at Prosecco Osteria.
It's
First of all, what is that? How do I say it and what does it mean?
Prosecco Italian Osteria. Osteria is a very casual concept that is very popular in Italy. It's like a town restaurant where you feel at home. Very, very much on the casual side and very much concentrated on the comfort food of Italy, regionally, of course.
Now, okay, we should explain because some of our viewers are going to say, wait a minute, I've been to Prosecco. That's not the place I've been to.
Well,
So
yes.
let's tell them about the other place, which is not as casual.
Absolutely. So that is our flagship restaurant located on Eastern Avenue and Pebble, and that is definitely a ristorante. So much more concentrated on the gourmet side of Italy, not much on the regional side or comfort food, but more the creation of Chef Daniele and his amazing dishes. We have entertainment every night and we only open at dinner. So that is definitely the base for the special occasions.
And you've had some wonderful entertainers. Some of my favorites, Kelly Braun and Jason Allen, Elvis
Yes, yes.
Lederer, Martin Zimmerman.
Oh, yes,
My
they're
gosh,
all over there.
All wonderful entertainers.
Yes.
Okay, so you had a successful restaurant. Why this? Why now? Why here?
Well, me and Daniele, we've been looking for this place for quite a long time. We always loved the area. We love the people over here. And always we wanted to show our casuals and comfort food side to all the people that love us, obviously. So,
Okay, so tell us about what foods do you have that are the same as the other place, and what is different on the menu here?
well, obviously something that we feature in both restaurants is our homemade pasta. We have a big pasta room in our other location, which obviously help us out with the production of the fresh pasta. We have the daily side where you can buy your own fresh pasta, and we bottle our own sauces so you can feel like a chef for a day. But obviously we have over here amazing sandwiches, since the point this is a deli as well. Sandwiches that are very particular. I would like to highlight the prime rib sandwich. That is one of the chef's specialty sandwiches that we do. And definitely something that we only have over here is the lobster mac and cheese, the pork mac and cheese, the cauliflower and sausage mac and cheese, which are a very rustic dish that should be featured in an osteria.
Okay, now it's not just to eat in the restaurant, it's eat outside. It's a beautiful day when we do this. So there's outside casual dining as well. But let's talk about takeout.
Oh, takeout is a big business over here. Actually, to be honest, the original project for this restaurant was only a ghost kitchen to do deliveries and takeout. Then we decided to do obviously another restaurant because we like the walk-in business in this plaza. It's a very bustling plaza, and as I said before, we love the area.
You didn't mention pizza.
Pizza, of course, we have it. We have fantastic pizza. Not so many in the lineup as we have at Prosecco, because we want to highlight other stuff, but we have amazing pizzas as well.
And salads.
Salads, pastas, sandwiches, entrees, chicken piccata, chicken parmigiana, eggplant parmigiana, baked pasta.
What are your hours here?
11 a.m. until 9 p.m. Then we go a little bit further on the weekend, Friday and Saturday, and we are closed on Sunday. In this moment, we will consider to open on Sunday whenever we have a whale oil machine.
So what's the busy time, and what's a good time to come in if we want it quiet here?
Definitely between lunch and dinner. 4 p.m. between 4 and 5:30, let's say that it's the rush hour is done, and then from 5:30 everybody comes for dinner. But when we open the door at 11, I see lots of people coming here, enjoying their lunch, staying here, but as well all the offices around with the phone calls and all the takeout orders.
Now, what is your background? Is it in food? Is it in business? And who created the menus?
Well, obviously, Daniele takes all the credit for the menus. He's an amazing chef, and I'm very happy to have.
Tell us about him.
Well, he is a Venetian, so northeastern Italian, passion for food, just like me. We have been working in the business for now pretty much all our life. I have left Italy when I was 20. I studied all my life for the hotel and restaurant managements, and Chef Daniele has dedicated his whole life to cooking. So we have been around for quite a while, even if we are young, so we still have the energy to demonstrate what we can do.
Okay, so what is it that we haven't talked about yet that you want to make sure our viewers know?
As well, a deli in the heart of Anderson is as well something that they should know.
Now, what do you mean by deli?
Well, deli, we got lots of cheeses and meat that we slice by the order. Something very particular as well that you cannot find in regular stores, like many of the cold cuts. The cold cuts is such a complex subject in Italy. There's many variations, there's many kinds. We don't just have the standards in terms of cheeses as well. We have very particular stuff like pecorino with black truffles. I have drunk cheese, which is goat cheese soaked in red wine, stuff that is not very easy to find, but they can only find with us, of course. We want to highlight the regional cooking of Italy.
Sounds good. Do we need reservations?
We don't take reservations. Over here is only walk-ins. Worst of the case, there's going to be a line up the door, and it is good to come even during the rush hour so you can see the potential of the place. There's really not a long wait.
Now, I understand that there are some restrictions at the present time which may change on having a glass of wine outside, but if we are actually inside, then...
Yes, we have a beer and wine license. Speaking of the wines, we have amazing premium wines concentrated in the north and south of Italy, same as the whites. And obviously we need to mention Proseccos. We have a beer and wine license for inside. Outside at the moment we are not able to serve alcohol, but we're working with the landlord, and we're going to make a patio able for us to serve all this delicious wine and craft beer outside.
Well, I'm liking it. We enjoyed the food we tasted. Let's tell our viewers again exactly where you are, and they can come any day but Sunday, but what are the hours? So tell the address.
2505 Anthem Village Drive.
So let's make it easy. Between CVS and Vaughn's.
Exactly, right there.
Alessandro, thank you so much for sitting
you.
down with us, and thank you for the delicious tasting.
Always a pleasure to see you.
As well. Folks, come on down and try it out.
I've always had a strong affiliation towards Italian food.
Oh, you don't say. I tell you right now, thanks, Diane, for providing this community with another dining option.
While Father's Day changes from year to year, Juneteenth is always June 19th, Emancipation Day. It commemorates the date June 19th, 1865, when Union General Gordon Granger proclaimed the freedom of enslaved people in Texas. It is now a federal holiday. Yeah. Thanks to President Biden, federal employees get a day off work.
Do you honestly think we need another day off?
I will take it.
We just had 2 years off, really.
I'll take it.
So in honor of this event, Book Talk with Irene Concilia features the Pulitzer Prize winning novel The Nickel Boys by Colston Whitehead.
Whitehead, whose novel The Underground Railroad won the Pulitzer in 2017, has done it again. In 2020, he earned another Pulitzer, this time for The Nickel Boys, a powerful, gripping novel about a reform school in Florida. Welcome to Book Talk. I'm Irene Consilia. Young Elwood was a responsible, hard-working, studious boy living with his grandmother in Frenchtown, the colored part of Tallahassee. He was a good student, had a part-time job, and planned on going to college to make something of himself. When the opportunity to take free college classes came along, he jumped at the chance. Then fate dealt him a dirty blow. He was sent to the Nickel Academy, a reform school, because the car in which he was hitchhiking had been stolen. His first impression of the Nickel Academy was actually very reassuring. No barbed wire or guard towers, nicely manicured lawns and red brick buildings. There would be classes to attend, and he would have a job in either the maintenance department, the print shop, or the 1,400-acre farm that grew limes, watermelons, and sweet potatoes. And Elwood became optimistic that Nickel was indeed a school, and not just a juvenile jail. But the reality of the situation soon became apparent. The Nickel Academy was a penal institution, a work camp and a moneymaker for the staff and the state of Florida. In a place like that, it's good to find a friend, someone who knows the lay of the land and who will have your back. As luck would have it, Elwood connected with Turner, a street kid back for his second semester at the academy. And Turner took Elwood under his wing and showed him how to survive. Although this book is a work of fiction, it is based on the real Dozier School for Boys in Marianna, Florida, which operated from 1900 to 2011. The atrocities at this school recently came to light after a newspaper investigation and through the University of South Florida Archaeology Department that had unearthed a mass gravesite on the property. This book was a difficult read for me, and I want to caution sensitive readers that it might be disturbing to them as well, but I highly recommend it for its good writing and its important message. It justly deserved the 2020 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. A 5-star book indeed. Until next time, I'm Irene Consilia.
Historical fiction is often the window of the past, which in the right hands can even give us the insight into the present. Well, this month marks the anniversary birth of one of the most remarkable people in American history.
Me.
Here's SCA-TV reporter Phil Schlager with a fascinating profile of one of the most important figures of the 20th century.
In northwest Alabama, there's a tiny little town called West Tuscumbia. It's about 100 miles up Highway 71 from Birmingham. There isn't much in West Tuscumbia to differentiate it from nearby towns like Sheffield and Russellville, or from dozens of other small towns that dot the state, except this. Only West Tuscumbia boasts a house visited by tourists from around the world, a shrine that's on the National Register of Historic Places. It was in this very house at 300 North Common Street that one of the most iconic figures in American history was born. The date was June 27th, 1880. The baby's name was Helen, and she was born to Arthur and Kate Adams Keller. By all accounts, Helen Keller was a normal, healthy infant. At 6 months, she started speaking. She walked at 1 year. And then, when she was 19 months old, horror struck the Keller household. To this day, doctors aren't exactly sure what the disease was. Some say it was scarlet fever. Others label it meningitis. At the time, doctors called it brain fever. Whatever it was, it left a bright, precocious child unable to speak, unable to hear, unable to see. It turned what had been a sweet little girl into an uncontrollable wild animal. By the age of 7, Helen's behavior had become abominable. Unable to know what was happening around her, unable to communicate her wants, Helen often threw tantrums. She had fits, breaking lights and dishes. She locked her mother in a closet, refusing to let her out. She overturned her baby sister's cradle. Helen's father wanted to institutionalize her. Helen's mother refused. Instead, she sought help from Alexander Graham Bell. Yes, the same Alexander Graham Bell who invented the telephone. Bell, who at the time had been working on a hearing device for deaf children, referred the desperate Kellers to the Perkins Institute for the Blind in Boston. There, they were introduced to Anne Sullivan, a recent Institute graduate who would come to play an enormous role in Helen's life. Anne was just 20 when she came to the Keller household in Alabama, hired to teach Helen. Though she'd been a star student at Perkins, Anne had no experience that would prepare her for Helen's behavior. The little girl who Anne was supposed to educate threw cutlery, grabbed food off dinner plates, sent chairs tumbling, shrieked and struggled. Helen's first act on meeting Anne was to knock out one of her front teeth. If you've ever sat and cried through a showing of The Miracle Worker, the 1962 film that won Oscars for both Anne Bancroft playing Anne and newcomer Patty Duke as Helen, you know that getting through to Helen Keller was literally a battle for Anne Sullivan. But Anne wasn't about to give up and go home. As frustrated as she was determined to teach sign language to Helen. But each day, it became more clear that Helen didn't place any meaning to the words Anne was signing. The breakthrough came one day outside at the water pump. Anne helped Helen sign water with one hand while pumping water over her other hand. Helen made the connection, then pounded the ground until Anne helped her sign W-A-T-E-R. Within 6 months, Helen had learned 575 words, some multiplication tables too. Then came reading Braille. Soon, Helen was able to write with a special typewriter. Eventually, she learned to speak by feeling Anne's throat as she spoke, imitating the vibrations. But Helen was never truly satisfied with her speech, often hard to understand. She would struggle to vocalize her words throughout much of her life. 1 year after she first spelled water into her hand, Helen Keller was celebrated in newspapers all over America and Europe. She was taken to the White House to meet President Grover Cleveland. When she was 14, Helen met and became good friends with one of the most famous men in America at the time. His name was Samuel Clemens, but everyone called him Mark Twain. To the legendary author and humorist, Helen was the 8th wonder of the world. She belonged right up there, he said, with Caesar, Alexander, Napoleon, Homer, Shakespeare, and the rest of the immortals. It was Twain who lobbied a friend to underwrite Helen's education. With the help of this financial benefactor, Helen Keller became the first deafblind person to graduate from college, from Radcliffe no less, graduating cum laude in 1904 with a bachelor's degree. By then, she had written and published her first autobiography. The story of my life quickly became must-reading in schools across the country. By the time she died in 1968, deaf and blind for 86 years, Helen Keller had become famous as one of the most accomplished people in the world. She was an author with no less than 14 published books. She was a staunch advocate for the disabled, a political activist, co-founding the American Civil Liberties Union. She was a tireless campaigner for women's suffrage, birth control, labor rights, and world peace. In 1953, when she was 73, Helen Keller was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1964, President Johnson awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom, calling Helen an example of courage to all mankind. The following year, Helen was elected to the Women's Hall of Fame. In 1999, 31 years after her death, Helen Keller would appear on Time magazine's list of the 100 most iconic figures of the 20th century, alongside such iconic figures as Albert Einstein, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and Mahatma Gandhi. On June 1st, 1968, Helen died peacefully in her sleep, just weeks shy of her 88th birthday. Today, the simple white clapboard house in West Tuscumbia, where America's First Lady of Courage was born, is open to visitors. If you come on a weekend from early June through mid-July, you can experience on the lawn, by the water pump, a never-to-be-forgotten live performance of the Miracle Worker. For SCA-TV, I'm Phil Schlager.
Thanks a lot, Phil. I can't believe that Helen Keller once flew an airplane. Wow. Very impressive. Here's to Helen Keller.
Anthem Alive is available for you to view 24/7 on SCA-TV website on your screen. While the website is still undergoing a facelift, some web icons are active, like Activities Volunteer Page, Veterans Corner, Freedom is Not Free, SCA Crime Report, and SCA HOA.
Wow, a lot of acronyms there.
I
like it, a lot of acronyms.
A lot of letters.
And if you have Cox Channel, SCA-TV programming is on channel 1960. The schedule is printed on the relay insert of the Spirit magazine.
Email SCA-TV if you have problems with your Cox TV channel, or call the number on your screen.
SCA-TV, the Monday Morning E-Blast, and the Spirit magazine keep this community connected.
Talking about connections, the first social media platform was started in 1997, and since that time, there's been a profound change in the way people interact and communicate. Yep.
So follow SCA-TV on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, hashtag Sun City Anthem TV. Pretty soon, SCA-TV will have a YouTube channel.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
With the observation of World Social Media Day on the 30th of June, how about trying out some social media platforms?
Like TikTok? Do you even know what TikTok is?
Wow, what is that?
Do you want to do a TikTok video?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know. I'm 34.
Is that the thing with the 3 X's across?
I give up.
Funny selfies, especially from trips you take, are always great to send to your friends and family to show them how much fun you're having. Give it a try sometime, especially on Selfie Day, the 21st. Here's some we took just before the show for our social media.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a good one. Do you know that Diane Davis takes a lot of funny selfies?
No, I didn't know that.
She's known for that. She's pretty cool for that. I hope to get to see some.
Videos, photos, even funny photos or selfies can be submitted to SCA-TV. Subjects can be you, your pets, your travels, or hobbies. Use the contact icon on the website and you'll receive information on how to send them in. After a review of your contribution, you might find your work on SCA-TV.
Heyo, you could be famous. With Nature Photography Day and Camera Day celebrated this month, what better time to try your hand in capturing precious moments?
Yes! And SCA-TV now has a photo team. And besides doing field trips with the videographers, they also do workshops and contribute photos for campus happenings.
Wow, these guys do
It's
a lot here.
They're
do a
always
lot
going
here, man.
out.
Lots going on at this community. Mark O'Toole, my dear friend, his show is
love
going
Mark
strong. We
O'Toole.
were so honored to be on his first show. Let's see a cool clip of Mark O'Toole's show.
So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please give a nice round of applause for Vin and his son Vincent John from the Bronx Wanderers!
So my favorite part about doing Mark O'Toole's show was that moment that he made us mask up with the,
Was that the funny?
with the eyes.
So we had face masks just like that, but we had to wear them as blindfolds.
And we had to guess who would do what. And that was like my favorite part of the
was really
show
a lot
because
of
we've
fun.
never done that on an interview.
That was really a great moment in that show.
Mark's an entertaining guy. Make sure you go see that show.
Hey, we have a few announcements, important announcements.
The SCA Veterans Club will start selling tickets for their annual ice cream social.
love ice
That's so
cream.
cool. Which always sells out fast. Check out the Veterans Corner on the SCA-TV website for more details.
SCA-TV is sponsoring the 7th Anthem's Got Talent Showcase, October 2nd. This is your opportunity to share and showcase your talent. Contact SCA-TV for details. Email address is on your screen.
Or contact Dad because we need all the help we can get in the show. Call us. You can also contact the SCA-TV to comment on the shows, suggest or inquire about volunteer opportunities, or to join Friends of SCA-TV.
Sun City Anthem TV is a not-for-profit, educational, community-based television station staffed by residents for residents, a unique feature of an active adult community.
I love that. You guys are lucky to have a TV station. I mean, how cool is this? I mean, I'm honored that I woke up today at 1 p.m. for this. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Before we close,
we're going to remind everybody about coming to see us, which, you know, why not? So Monday through Thursday, we're at 8 p.m. at the Westgate. We're off on Fridays, and Saturday, Sunday, it's an early show. We're at 6 p.m.
6 o'clock.
So you can do dinner and a show, which is kind of cool. And I wanted to wish you a very happy Father's Day, and thank you for giving me the amazing life and time you have.
I love
and
you
I'm
very
happy.
much.
I love you too.
Nobody works harder than you.
Thank you, man. So I'm happy we got to celebrate this with Sun City Anthem.
Hey, thanks for having us all this time. We love being here.
We love you guys. This is like therapy for us. Lord knows we need it.
We love you, and we love you.
See you guys soon.